Hello everyone and welcome to another video on JavaScript programming. Hope you guys are doing well. Kaushal this side from SimplyCode. Today we are going to discuss arrays in JavaScript. Before we begin, make sure that you have subscribed to our YouTube channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update from SimplyCode. So if you guys remember, we discussed data type in previous videos, right? So data types in JavaScript are of two kinds. We discussed the primitive data types and the other type is non-primitive, or we can say complex or composite data types, right? So an array comes under the category of composite data types or non-primitive, we can say. So the basic definition of array states that an array is a collection of elements stored in contiguous memory locations. So array is a list of similar type of elements, or in JavaScript array acts a bit different from other programming languages. We can discuss it later. So let's understand the concept of arrays with the help of an example. We'll move to the programming part directly. Let's consider a scenario where we have a collection of similar types of variables. Suppose we have a list of cars. Let's create a small list here for a few different car companies. Let's say we have a variable where car1, and the value of car1 will be, let's say, Honda. Okay, and then we have another variable, let's say car2, and the value of car2 will be Kia. And finally we have a variable, let's say, where car3, and the value of car3 will be, let's say, Ford. So here we have taken three different car manufacturers. We have Honda, we have Kia, and we have Ford, and we have three different variables, right? So if we want to print all three of them, what we have to do is we have to use the document.write method, right? So we have to use that document.write again and again. So we can do it for this small piece of code, right? Let's print the value of all three variables here. Let's say we are using document.write and we will print the value of all three variables. So here we have printed the value of all three variables, right? We have car1, the value was Honda, we have Honda here, we have Kia, and we have Ford as well. So this task is a bit simple for this small piece of code, right? Now imagine if we have 100 values here instead of just 3 values, or maybe we can say we have 1000 values in a list. We can't follow the same procedure in that case, right? That's where arrays come into play. What we can do is we can use a single variable and we can store as many values as we want inside a single variable. By doing this, we don't have to access each and every variable separately while printing them. The data types of those values present inside the array does not matter at all. So we can save either numbers or strings or a value with any data type. We'll discuss it in a moment. Let's try to define an array here first. So the syntax for array goes like this. We have to take a variable. Let's say we'll declare an array here. Let's say we are taking a variable where car, and these opening and closing square brackets represent the array. It means that it is an array if we are using them in a variable. Inside this, we can use double quotes with the value we want to insert. It will go like this. Let's suppose we have three values here, right? We'll use these three values only. We'll use Honda, Kia, and Ford. So to insert these three values, we have to follow this syntax. So let's say we have the first manufacturer as Honda. The next one we have is Kia, and the last one we have is Ford, right? So we have all the three values here present inside a single variable. So we have a single variable where car, and we have all the three values. We have Honda, we have Kia, and we have Ford. So we can insert as many values as we want. Like if we have a list of 100 car manufacturers, we can insert them in this array. Now let's print the output of this array. So the output will go like, we will copy document.write from here, we'll paste it here, and the output will go like this. So we don't need this piece of code right now. So we'll comment this so that we can understand the difference between these two codes. And now let's save this program and see. Here you can see we have all the three elements of the array. We have Honda, we have Kia, and we have Ford as well. So an array is a non-primitive data type or composite data type with one single name and can hold multiple values. Here the array name is car and it stores three similar values, right? Here we have three string values. We have Honda, Kia and Ford. So this array can store any number of values we want to store in that array. So what if we want to print a single value from these three values we have? We have Honda, Kia and Ford, right? So if we want to print Kia, let's suppose. So it's easy to print this on a browser. All we need to know is the index number of that value. So the index number in the case of arrays starts from 0 and goes further. So we have three values here as we can see. So the index value for these variables will be, so for Honda the index value will be 0 and for Kia the index value will be 1 and for Ford the index value will be 2. So the index value starts from 0 and goes on further. So one thing to keep in mind guys, whatever number of values an array is holding, the last index value will always be one less than the number of values. So as here you can see we have three values, right? So the index number of the last value will be one less than 3. It means the index number will be 2 because the index number starts from 0. Let's try to access the element present at index 1. So we have Kia here, right? All we have to do is we have to put square brackets here in the document.write. Here we have to put square brackets and we have to write the index value inside of these square brackets. So if we write here 1 and if we save this program now, so here you can see we have Kia only. It will print the element present at index number 1. So here in this particular case it is Kia. We can also loop through this array using the index values. Let's say we want to print each element on a separate line every time, right? So we can use the loop here. I hope you guys are aware of the for loop by now. We'll write here. So we have declared an array. So we will use the for loop here and we will print here for. We'll take a variable I and the value of I will be, initial value will be 0. And then we'll give the condition. The condition will be I less than 3 because we know there are 3 values only and it will go till 2 only because it's going for the index value, and the final condition will be I plus plus. So here we'll use the curly braces because this is the syntax for loop, and the I value will iterate through the array and print all the values present at indexes till the index 2. So the same thing goes for 100 elements as well. We can use the for loop to access all the 100 elements in separate lines. So guys, if we save this and here you can see, okay, it is printing Kia, Kia and Kia because we have particularly mentioned here cars present at index 1. So we have to remove 1 here and we'll save it now. So the document.write syntax will be changed a bit. We will write here I, and if we save it now, so we have all the 3 values. Here you can see guys, the I value here will iterate through the array and print all the values present at indexes till the index 2. So the same thing goes for 100 elements as well. We can use the for loop to access all the 100 elements present in the array. We can use the same iteration concept for doing so. So guys, there's another way to represent an array in JavaScript. It goes like this. We have a, let's say we have a variable. This time we'll take the variable as fruits. So the syntax will be like new. We have to use the new keyword and then we will use new array and we have to give a space here and the elements we want to store inside the array. So we'll use a apple, then we have, let's say, banana, and finally we have, let's say, mango. Okay, and we can access the elements of these array with the help of a for loop. We can use the similar for loop here. So if we copy this for loop from here and we'll paste it here, instead of cars we'll use here fruits, right? And we'll give the value as I because we want to iterate the variable I through each index. So we have once again the index value is 0 for apple, 1 for banana and 2 for mango. Let's comment this program as well so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. Let's save this program now and see, we have the list of all the elements present at array fruits. So we have apple, we have banana and we have mango printed on a browser. So this way of array representation or declaration is less recommended because the other way which we discussed earlier, like when we discussed the car manufacturers, so that way is a bit easier to use. So I'll recommend that way only because this way is a bit tricky as well. So let's move on to our next topic of discussion. So if you know guys, arrays in JavaScript work differently when compared to other programming languages like Java and C++. So arrays in JavaScript have dynamic nature, which means we can add or remove elements from an array at runtime. Just like we saw the string methods in the previous video, for arrays also we have a few methods, like if we want to add elements into an array or if we want to delete an element from an array, we have the push and pop methods available to do such tasks. To add an element into an array, we use the push method, and the syntax for pushing elements into an array goes like, so we'll remove this piece of code and we'll use the first one only, the car manufacturer one. So if we want to push something inside the array, right, we'll write here the variable name dot, we use the push method and we'll push whatever value we want to push. Let's say we are adding another car manufacturer. Let's say we are adding Nissan. We have to change the value here as well because what will happen, we have used the condition I less than 3. So it will check for indexes till index 2 only. It won't check for index 3. So if we write here I less than 4, it will check for Nissan now. Let's save this and see a new value is pushed into the array, which is Nissan. So let's move on and discuss the pop method. So the pop method in array removes the last present element from the array. If we use this pop method here, it will remove Nissan in this case. So now you can see we have 4 car manufacturers present in a array. So if we use the pop option now, if we use car.pop and let's run this program and see, it says undefined. This is happening because as you can see, we have pushed the value Nissan into our array. So an address in the memory location was reserved for that particular element. Now if we pop out that particular element, so if we try to use cars.pop once again, let's save it now and see, it removed the element Ford as well. So let's try to push one more value in this particular scenario. Let's say we are pushing a value as Hyundai, and now let's run this. So you can see here it have inserted Hyundai in place of Ford because we have used the pop method to put Ford out of our array. So I hope you guys understood this. So these are the different methods for arrays in JavaScript which are already predefined to do some specific task. Like this sort method, if we write here car dot, so here are all the methods, here are all the array methods present in JavaScript. So if we use this sort method, what it will do, it will sort the array in ascending order. The array.length property, so just like we had the length property in strings, so we have the property in arrays as well. The array.length property is used to find the length of the array. So if we use it in the for loop in place of this I less than 4, so here you can see we have used I less than 4. Now if we write here array.length, so if we write here car.length, so now we don't have to change this value again and again. So if we are inserting any value or if we are removing any value from this for loop, so if we are removing any value from this array, so we don't have to write here 3 or we don't have to change it to 4 every time we insert an element. We don't have to change that value basically. What will happen? It will check for the length of the array. So the length here is, let's say we have the length here 3, right? So it will check for the length and it will be 1 less than the length of the array. So if we run this program now it will work fine. I hope you guys understood the concept of array methods present in JavaScript. The other main difference array has in JavaScript, which makes it different from C++ or Java, is we can add elements with other data types in JavaScript. We try to use the push method to insert a numeric value here in this cars array. So we will push another value. Let's say we are pushing car.push, and this time we will push a numeric value. Let's say we are pushing here 20. So let's save it, and here you can see the value 20 is inserted inside the array car. So we can use any data type inside an array in JavaScript. So that's all for this video, guys. See you in the next one, where we will go through the introduction to objects in JavaScript. If you liked this video, do give it a thumbs up. If you have any doubts, do let us know in the comments. Share it with your friends, and don't forget to subscribe Simply Code. Thank you.